Welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. Today is 2021. Today is June 20th. And it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, San Francisco time. So what I'm going to do today, what are we going to do? I'm going to do a workflow of Emacs. So let me explain what I'm gonna do, okay? So you go to, let's show in browser XahTV, the fantastic XahTV show, and go to the section, okay? And go to Xah Talk Show today's page. And so we are going to do, let me show you, okay? So live stream, indeed, open the notes, to-do notes, topic notes, okay? So I have this command, XahHTML select current element. So this is what I'm going to do. So the first 15 minutes is going to be Emacs workflow. Then we are going to talk about random and possibly politics. Politics, okay, very sensitive topics. Be prepared that this video will be zapped by Google. Okay, so if you have any questions, comments, just post it here. Okay, you say, I talk. I see what you say and I talk. Okay, so but first 15 minutes or so, we are going to do a Emacs workflow. You know, this is a mixture of technology and and random. So the Emacs thing. So I have a new function, and I'm going to show you what this command do. I'm gonna explain. Then I'm going to do a workflow on adding this function to my Emacs blog. Okay, and I'm not going to explain much. After I explain what this function does, then I'm going to just do the workflow quickly because every time, you know, because the workflow, you can watch my the video before today, which I explained, you know. So when I try to explain what I'm doing, it takes 20 minutes. Without trying to explain, it'll take 5 minutes. So for a change, I'm not going to do explanation today. But first of all, let me explain what this function does, okay? So let's cut it, close it, back to Emacs Talk Show, paste it here, so show in browser, so you can see there is a command. So this is a new command, XahHTML select current element, okay? So you can see here's the command name. So what does it do? So in XahHTML mod, I can press a key, it will select the current element the cursor is in. So suppose my cursor is here, anywhere here, so I press the button, it select the current element, okay? Now suppose my cursor is here, press a key, select the element, okay? Now suppose my cursor is here, press a key, okay, it select that element, it select the element before. So if I'm at the top over here, so if I press a key, it select that. But if my cursor is here, press that, it select the whole entire body element. Okay, so that's a command. Now this command can have some extension. I need to do more work on that, so that it will increasingly select the outer elements. For example, if I select, you see, it select the frame, but I want to press the key one more time, and it should select the next outer element, which should be the whole figure tag. And I press the key again, it should select the whole body. So anyway, I need to code that still. But anyway, but let me show you the command, the source code. Okay, so that's the command. Let's describe function and jump to the source code. So open it. So here you are seeing the source code. It's about, let's narrow to region, okay? So it's 40 lines of Emacs Lisp. I coded this yesterday. Okay, so now so that completes my explanation of this command. Okay, you can find it in XahHTML mod, which is on GitHub. Comments? No comments. Dion, good morning, Dion. Your background looks so much more human than in the early streams. My background? Okay. Yeah. Well, life has been better. life has been better for me. Okay, so let's finish the Emacs thing. Okay, so I just wrote this yesterday. So what's the next thing I'm going to do? So let's go to Emacs, my Emacs blog. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to explain what I'm going to do. Then I'm just going to do quickly. Okay, so in my Emacs blog, I need to create a new page. For example, you go to this is lottery. Okay, there, Emacs tutorial. So you have lots of Emacs tutorials. Then under here, there's a section on HTML. Everything you need to know about working inside HTML. So in HTML, then there's like 20 or so commands that specialize in working with HTML. So what I need to do now is to add, since I created a new command yesterday, so I need to add a new page somewhere, insert it somewhere over here, or create a new HTML page. Then, for example, one of the page, let's say, for example, insert HTML tag. Let's pick another example. Okay, so let's see. Let's say example we just did 2 days ago. I think this one. So typically a page you will have explanation what this command does, then the source code, so people can search it and find it and use it. Put in their init file and they can use it, or they can just download, install the XahTV mod. So I need to create a new page, some explanation, source code, then add a navigation link into this collection about HTML, and also add a new entry to my Emacs blog, saying that, oh, here's something new, so people can subscribe it to, so people can see. Okay, let's start to do that. So now I'm going to shut up and just typing. Okay, typing for 3 minutes. So let's see how fast we can do this. Okay, so what is a command anyway? So what is a command? Okay, let me start to do it. So go to talk show. Okay, so if you have comments and questions, post it. Okay, Bart, are you still alive? It's late for Bart. So Bart is still alive. So we have people from Germany and United Kingdom. Fantastic. This is the globalization of XahTalk show. Okay, so this is the command. So go to Emacs. So I'm gonna start coding now. So in the pink window is all my Emacs command calls and function names. Okay, create that. Okay, so here's the function name. So first of all, what's the name? Will be the new file name. Okay, HTML select current element. Okay, that's a bit long. Emacs. So okay, that's that. Okay. That, then that, select current HTML element. Okay, that. So this is okay. So I'm in a competition. To see how fast I can do this. Copy that, actually. Copy that. Okay. Describe function, go to the source code and modify the source code to add the URL. So URL. So people, when they do describe function, they can see the URL. Okay. So the first version, then we modify it, add a today's date, then copy the source code. Then go to the website, then here add a Emacs list template, paste it here, show in browser. We are almost done. Now make it pretty, fantastic. Now add some explanation what this does. Here's a command. Here is a command that select current current HTML element under cursor. Okay, showing browser, almost done. Now we need the navigation panel. Okay, close that, close that. Where do we get the navigation panel? We get it from here. Okay, split, go back to the blog, Emacs, Emacs blog, search for panel. So here is the navigation panel. You don't know what I'm doing because this is my website. I've been working on it for 20 plus years. So I'm like, can work on this blind, almost. So I'm just chatting. So there it is. We added the navigation panel bar on the left, and we also added the topic, the HTML specific navigation box under each page. Now we need to add a link to this particular page. So we are going to do a find and replace on all files under this directory. I'm talking too much. Okay, so yeah, find. Okay, so copy the file path, paste it here, make it a list, then delete that part, then modify this. Should say select current HTML element. That's what we want. Okay, now copy this block, call find replace, and this is the find text, and replace text will be, call it again, we want to insert it somewhere. This is select current tag. Where do we want to insert it? Select current tag. Okay, so tags, delete tag. Okay, here, right before or after delete tag. Let's say before. Okay, so you see here is a delete tag, add it there. There is a new one. So enter in this directory, yes, or HTML files, yes, 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 yes. Shut the fuck up. Okay, so now it's done. So you can see all these files changed. Now we go to the browser, refresh, and fantastic. You can see it's there on every page. So you see it's on every page. Okay, that's complete. Okay, now go back to go back to my web browser. I mean the blog, Emacs blog. Copy the link, paste it, relinkify it, delete that, make that. Okay, here's the correct entry. Select current HTML element. That's correct. Now make it into a atom feed. Add a new element, new entry in atom feed, web feed, so that people need to read. You know, modern society, we modern people have a need to get all this information. Otherwise we cannot live. You know, we get giddy. We need coffee. So now there it is. So for all of you, so and then the RSS, you can see a new entry here. Select current HTML element. Now this is fantastic. Now I'm done. Now all I need to do is press one key to the PowerShell. A magnitude better than the idiocy of the Unix bash in 2 bags. sorry, Dion and friends. Okay, now we need to async. Okay, async. Now you can see the async, the Unix 2 bag operating under PowerShell. Now there's some glitches. There are some glitches because now every time I need, you know, it asks you to, okay, so you see it's done. So now you go to Emacs blog on your computer, you can see this new entry. All these files has been synced, updated, but you know there's a problem because every time I run this command, it's saying could not create directory home Xah.ssh. The authenticity of host blah blah blah, and cannot be established because for some reason it cannot. You know, it's a nasty problem. This is one of the examples of the complexities of the software industry, because you see, async is a Unix tool. Now, theoretically, if you use it on Mac or Windows, you know, it's ported to Windows, it should work, but it cannot because it cannot create directory XahHome.ssh. Okay, why is that? Well, this is when you need technical knowledge, you know. You need 10 or 20 years of experience. Well, that's because environment variables of the home variable. On Windows, you have the home path environment variable, but on Unix, you have the home environment variable. And environment variables on Unix and the Windows operating system, they are not exactly the same. They're similar, kind of similar, but not exactly. And also on the Mac, you have the plist from XML to binary format. Then before that, it's getting complex. Then we come back to the issue of the registry binary versus text. The Unix text binary format, which is an issue that's been discussed to death in the past 20 years. And in my opinion, it looks like binary format won for reasons. Anyway, so that's starting to digress. So anyway, so there's little issue. So and I've been spending 10 minutes. I haven't found the proper answer. But like, okay, we are digressing. So any questions or comments? Because now basically we are done with Emacs. Now it's just we're gonna talk random. Am I still live? Okay, there's a disruption in my in my stream. So anyway, so let's see. Let me read the comments, okay? Then let's see where we go. So anyway, so we are having this problem, async. On Windows could not create directory, the SSH keys. Now, in fact, I don't know if I just exposed all this fingerprint, whatever. I don't know to what danger degree I'm exposing my web servers. Anyway, you hackers, don't hack it, okay? It's run by my web hosting's service provider. Okay, anyway, so let me read the comments and let's see how we where we go. Okay, Dion has a question about typesetting mathematics. Hola, the first AGI. So let me read the comments and see. Okay, the first AGI will learn to reprogram itself from Xah's website. What is AGI? Santiago Chile. Hey, hi from Chile. Okay, AGI. So what is AGI? So now we are in the realm of random chat, adjusted gross income. What? Okay, Dion says, I've long contemplated creating a form of notebook software that would allow the content compiled to HTML. Yeah, that's the idea from Wolfram Research. In fact, that, in my opinion, that's also the answer to the question of what typesetting software to use. But let me explain that, okay? In fact, I did a video like this month, a month ago, around there, on Mathematica typesetting. Have you seen it, Dion? Because I think that would answer most of your questions about typesetting. Because in that video, it's a demonstration of Mathematica typesetting. But let me answer the question, okay? So anyway, so if you have questions, type now in detail, and so I can answer to whatever your question is about. Okay, so instead of me just start to rant on whatever I wanted to rant about. So the video is about YouTube. Okay, let's go to my YouTube. Let's see, youtube.com. Okay, you need to turn on JavaScript. I'm this hacker tradition of painstakingly trying to guard my privacy, the American way, the American obsession. In China they don't care, but in America it's a thing. It's a thing. You need to be concerned about your privacy. Oh my God, Microsoft sucks because everywhere you go, it sucks your privacy. And then Google, the great do no evil open source, took over Google. Yeah, Google is more, Google fuck up your privacy more than ever, a magnitude, probably, today, but few magnitude more so than Microsoft ever does. But however, you Linux fanatics, every day you just still focus on Microsoft. Oh, Microsoft sucks. Especially you, Jonas, we have in our forum Linux fanatics. These type of people I'm against, the Unix fanatics and hacker types. They typically are very elite. They know what they're doing. They know the technical details of the kernel of the C programming language, particularly C and C++, low-level languages. These type of people in general, and Emacs, Emacs or Vim, they know very. And before that, it's Perl. You don't hear that anymore. But Perl people, they went away. But so they are very technical, and they tell you what to do. They tell you what should be the idioms. You should follow this idiom. Variable should name this way, and that this I believe it is true. Okay, this is actually, there's a class of people that I'm talking about that fits this description. They share a lot of this kind of their worldview, their tendencies, the way they think about things, especially about computing, and the way they think about government, about privacy, and also, I'm actually in the same kind of the category with these people. So for example, it's them. They are the Microsoft haters since like 20 years ago. Like every day, like things changed in 20 years, but like in 1990s, you will have people that say, Bill Gates die, with a website dedicated to it, Bill Gates, things like that. And Richard Stallman, of course, we cannot talk about Microsoft hatred without mentioning Richard Stallman. And today's people, a lot younger people, you don't know about that. But anyway, so, and Richard Stallman has been, in Microsoft Corporation, in their conference, in their room, talking about Microsoft stuff. This happened in 2019. Well, because Microsoft now is now officially the Open Source and Free Software Foundation sanctioned by Richard Stallman. I don't know if you know that. I don't know, I don't know if you have seen that, Dion, but I know Jonas. I want to talk about the Jonas guy, because he's a young guy, a great guy. Okay, Jonas, do whatever you want and make yourself successful. Okay, but your opinions, let me criticize. Well, maybe because I'm older. So maybe I can give you a few advice. You can take it or leave it. I don't care. I don't mind. But I can see some of my followers. Okay, they are. I can tell by just by a few posts, I can tell their mentality. They are the Unix hacker types. Okay, the things they say. Of course I don't. If you watch my videos, of course I disagree, and I talked about it. I criticized it so much, in every detailed fact, but to these people, it will fly over. They will not see it. So, okay, I digressed all over. So today you can see how sad it became, Meanwhile, these open source fanatics, they are still chanting open source every day. But now look at Google, YouTube, who is invading your privacy? All the open source sponsors, the biggest open source sponsors in the world. Without them, open source will be dead. Google and now Microsoft in the past 5 years, Google, Facebook, Twitter, not so much Twitter, but Facebook, they are the companies that put tons of money into open source. Anyway, so I'm digressing. Let's not... I don't want to do another talk show on the against open source. But anyway, so yeah, go to XahTV, okay, YouTube. So XahTV. So let's see. Do I have JavaScript on? It's really actually silly to turn off JavaScript off because nobody does now. Even among many of you guys, the privacy sensitive open source guys, Jonas. But now it's like you just turn on, leave open, JavaScript on, but then you have the other things. JavaScript is the key, okay? Turning it off, if you really concerned, you don't need to be anyway, but if you're really concerned, turn off JavaScript. But then if you have JavaScript off today, nothing, all the website doesn't work anymore. It's a gradual struggle. You guys don't know. I mean, the young people, okay, you have no idea. Well, I guess I'm getting old. I'm getting old. So, so I'm like you. 20 years ago, we fight for the freedom. No ads. No spammy ads. And Google is the one who rose and rid of the spam ads. But now it is Google itself doing all these scam and spams. Google itself. And back then, among all the nerds, like young people don't know anymore, but among all the hacker types, like we, counting myself, we are fighting about JavaScript. You should, if you don't support, you should have a website that functions without JavaScript too. but that war has been lost, like since even 10 years ago. But today's people, they don't know. They still chant open source. You know what? When you chant open source, I think it's created by Google. These empires, they want you to do that. And also the obsession. Lots of my people. It's a frequently asked question. They keep asking me, why is your website not HTTPS? Oh my God, we need HTTPS. Your site is not secure. They've been sold, they've been educated by Google and Facebook and Twitter. You need HTTPS, but they don't know the details. Why? Who give you this? They don't know the details. I'm not going to get into. So Google, they sell you, they want you to chant open source because why? Because when you do that, they become more and more powerful. They control all the programmers. If you don't work for Google, one of these, corporations, you cannot make money. You are, you are nothing. And so, and then they can, then you programmers become replaceable cogwheels. And anytime they don't want you, they just kick you out. There's plenty open source. They don't need you. And if you want to, the only way to survive as a programmer without, agreeing to Google and Facebook is to be like Richard Stallman. Try it. Try to be the guru where people just donate you money and worship you as a god. Anyway, so I was talking about, so let's go back to maybe mathematics, okay, about YouTube. So where is this? So click on XAH, click on videos. So here's the videos. Wolfram. So there, this one, okay. If I think this one, might interest you, Dion, where I spent like 1 hour talking about demonstrating Wolfram language typesetting and tech problems and problems of traditional math notation and syntax and proof systems. So I think you would be interested in that because I know you are doing some, proofs. But you, hey, Emily from logistics, fantastic, powerful technical people here. Emily is one of our greatest technical person. So anyway, so I ramble over. So I want to actually try to answer the question. I know how you don't like LaTeX. Okay, so you know of a good alternative. Okay, so let me, so let me read, I do, let me read the question, okay, because I do want to, let me read all the questions and answer some things. Have you looked into asynchronous Emacs libs? Okay, that's another question. I don't like it, okay, because all the asynchronous Emacs things, they are just hacks, okay. If you really want asynchronous things in Emacs, the best solution is call a external program. Anyway, One of the major okay, so I don't know what I'm doing. I'm rambling all over because because I still need to answer the math question. Okay, anyway, asynchronous. One of the major complaints about Emacs is that it's it's not asynchronous. Okay, it's like single thread, meaning that every time you call a command, you just have to wait until it finishes. Meanwhile, the Emacs freezes up. You cannot do anything until it finishes. So one thread, single thread. So that's a major complaint. So there are talks about trying to add or thread support or things like that in Emacs for at least 10 years. Okay, it just never happens. And then there's a lot of libraries that try to add asynchronous features. I haven't looked into AIO. I'm getting old. Okay. Anyway, a lot of packages tries to do that, but in general, I don't like them because they are all hacks. Okay, meaning practically, what does that mean? In practice, that means you go through a lot of trouble to try to get the asynchronous feature. So every time you have hacks. Okay, I despise hacks. I refuse to use any hacks, any kind of hacks. I despise. That's one of the thing. I despise hacks. And the Unix operating system, the Unix philosophy, the Unix people, the people who like Unix, they love hacks. Hacks is their life. They love it. Tricks and smart coding. Idioms like they're trying to do this. You do this way and it gets over C because memory and fuck. Okay, I despise hacks. I like. I'm getting into the Unix rant again. So I like. I don't like hacks. So anyway, so async, lots of these libraries, they are hacks in Emacs. So I don't like. I generally don't use them. And and as far, so how do I solve the problem whenever I wait? If you need to wait for Emacs, just wait for it. Okay, 2 seconds, 10 seconds. For example, I just did a XAH find replace on a whole directory. That takes 5 seconds. The time it takes most is because the disk, loading up the disk, reading files. But now I'm using a flash, the solid state drive, so it's much faster. But I used to, last year, for example, I was on a spinning disk, and that takes. But anyway, you wait for 30 seconds for the first operation. So anyway, so I don't like hacks, so I rather just wait. Or alternatively, for example, let me show you. Okay, I showed this a million times. Go, let's say find. Okay, so what if I want to find a word? Let's say I want to find the word Haskell in my 6,000 files. So I just open this file. So this file is online. You can just, here's a website. You go to it. Okay, show in browser. Find string. So this is a program, 200 lines, 150 lines, written in Golang, Go language that find a string like a grep, like Unix grep. Okay, but Unix grep has lots of problems. Again, I can talk about this for 1 hour, and I've done before. Unix grep is one of the Unix grep and set. Lots of problems, Unicode problems, multi-line problems, and lots of problems. So I have, I talked about this too many times in my videos. I have a version. I have find and grab or find and replace set in over the past 20 years. I've written them in Perl, in Perl, in Python, in Golang, in this. You are looking at it right now. Anyway. So one of the solution, if you to solve the Emacs async problem, waiting for Emacs, is that you just call external command. So that way, so here is the example. So let me show you. Okay, so here's a script. I want to find in my XAH web directory all words containing Haskell. Okay, so what is this? Let's just say Haskell. Okay. Okay, let's prettify. I use this for myself. So this what? Let's prettify the code. Oh, delete C. Okay, so now you can see the prettified code. So I can delete those. It makes it confusing, but anyway. So here's the code. Okay, so here's I want to find Haskell. Let's just run it. Run it. So you see now it's running. Meanwhile, I can do stuff. I can open a new buffer. You know, now it's you see now the result pops up. Now so you can see among my 30,000 or 40,000 files, among them there are 10,000 HTML files. So you can find all the result. That files containing the word Haskell, and I don't have to wait for it. Okay, so that's kind of the demo for that. What's going on? Yeah. Okay, it's still running. Actually, it's still running. I don't care for it. Let's close it. I made a mistake. Actually. Right now it's stuck because I made the mistake of turning on the buffer formatting while the program is still running. So that is why. Let's cancel it. Okay, can we cancel it? Kill it. Program running process. Do I want to kill it? Yes, kill it. Okay. Okay, so here's Go script. So that's about the Emacs sync async issue. What we really want is for the Emacs GNU people to fix this. Okay, to fix this in Emacs list, to create a thread or whatever. But further, let me make another complaint about this. One of my things against this, against these hacker types, because this thread is one of the complaint, frequently asked feature in Emacs Lisp, and all the other Emacs Lisp hackers, they want this feature. But to me, this is not important. Okay, so to most Emacs hackers, they want Emacs Lisp to have a feature of thread. What's called thread. So if you don't know, if you are not an advanced programmer, what that means is that in many programming languages, you have this feature of creating a thread, which essentially means you can run a different program at the same time, okay, using two different CPU processes, okay, called thread technically. And so say they want that. I don't want that, okay? I don't want thread, I don't want thread to taint Emacs Lisp language, because once you have the thread feature, it becomes very complex. I don't want that crap. What I want is, yes, I also want the thread feature, but I don't want the thread construct and whatever the C thing. Just do it automatically. I don't, as a Emacs Lisp programmer, I don't have to think about, this takes too long, I need to create a thread. No, I don't want to think about that. I just code whatever as is. If it takes too long, the compilers just figure it out yourself. The C++ fuckheads, go figure out. That's your problem. Don't throw your problem onto the programmer. Okay, don't throw your problem you don't know how to solve. Thread, don't throw the problem into your product. Your product is the language, the syntax, the Emacs Lisp. Okay, don't throw your problem onto the language like int, float, pointers, idiot. Okay, and memory management. Okay, then I know people, square root Rust, they love that. These hacker types. That's why I despise the hacker types. Okay, that's my opinion. I'm getting angry over this. So that's about thread. Okay, so let me summarize. Yeah, it's a long-time problem, a complaint about Emacs. It throws up. Every time you do a command, it throws up. You have to wait until it finishes. That's a problem. And Emacs Lisp people have been trying, the hacker types, they want a thread feature in Emacs Lisp, okay, to solve this problem. I also want this problem solved, but I don't want the thread. I don't want the thread feature in Emacs Lisp. Rather, I want kind of alternative. Just solve it yourself. I don't want, there are ways. Okay, so how do you solve the thread problem without introducing some explicit thread construct in the language? Okay, question, how do you do that? Okay, that's another topic. That's another deep topic about programming language design, about computer science, about theoretical computer science or whatever. That's a big topic, and I'm not too qualified to talk about that. But anyway, what I can say is that don't listen to the C++ programmers. They don't know what they're talking about. The most easy way to solve the waiting problem is just to create a thread in the language. That's what C and C++ type of coders do. That's what they love to do. Just, like the Unix philosophy. Keep it simple, stupid. The fucking idiots. No design. That's what Unix, the entire Unix is about. No design and hack and speed. Remember the word speed. Speed is like everywhere you go. That's a C and Unix idiots. They created the concept. Speed. We are fast. Look, we are fast. Fucking shit. Okay, I'm getting any. Okay, stop talking about that. Let's go back to the discussion about Wolfram language. Okay, so that video I discussed Wolfram language typesetting, but however, I have not talked about what is the alternative. Actually, the alternative. Okay, so if you need to do typesetting, okay, so what are the solutions? Of course, most obviously, TeX and LaTeX. That's kind of almost, that's a standard. Free. You don't have to pay. Free and standard, accepted everywhere. And loved by hackers, loved by Linux idiots. They love it. TeX, okay? It's also supported on the web. You need to, okay, so let's search for XahTV math typesetting. Okay, actually I have compiled a list of results. I've written about this here, okay? 9 tools to display math on the web. Okay, so MathJax, okay, which is a JavaScript hack, extreme hack that gets the website to display math formulas using TeX, okay, using TeX. And JavaScript, very complex, extremely hack to the most degree. Okay. Anyway, it works. So that's one thing you can do. You can use. Then, where is my article? Okay. So go back. Okay. So back to previous page. Okay. So let me turn on JavaScript so you can actually see the result of typesetting. Okay. There it is. So there you see. Math. So that's one solution, okay? But I think TeX is very bad. It depends on you, okay? So depends on your need. Do you want it to be free? Do you want to be, kind of standardized? Then go with TeX. Go with TeX, LaTeX, and the MathJax, okay? Just go with it. Then there's so I have few like related tools, math URL. So what is this? Simple site for creating math notations. Yeah, so this is basically online TeX. You type whatever, then you have to then it creates an image. Kind of another hack. And Unicode symbols. Okay, so this is also related. A bunch of Unicode symbols. This is not a hack. This is just direct Unicode symbols. You can have all these symbols. Then you have detexify. I forgot. This is written 10 years ago. Yeah. So this one is also pretty cool. By the way, so I can use a pen to write a math symbol. So, for example, let me write JavaScript, turn on, refresh, draw here. So why is my pen? Okay. For example, summation, it show you the Unicode symbols. Then let's say fee. So you have empty set, or do we have fee? We didn't get fee, so let's try again. So maybe it's slanted. Yeah, there it is. You know, Greek character phi, and then you can, let's try this double stroke R. There it is. Okay, so here's another tool that helps you, essentially help you find the Unicode character. But if you want to do that, try my website. Okay, so you type phi, then it shows update in real time. You know, so you get Latin small letter phi, you get Greek capital letter phi, you get Greek small letter phi, you get Greek phi symbol. Okay, the Unicode make a distinction, so these are all different. Then you have Thai, you have Hangul, then you have, you know, all these characters contains the word phi in their Unicode names. So, you know, you can try my Unicode website, XahTV Unicode. So anyway, let's go back. So there are some of these tools. So anyway, so if you want to do publishing, so you can use, you know, so LaTeX or Tech or MathJax, or you can, I would just recommend Mathematica, okay, because now you can get it for free, you know, or pay $300, okay. Of course, there are flaws, such as it's not open source, okay. It's free, but it's not open source. And also, if you buy the student version or hobbyist version, they might, you know, your publication might have, you know, it says, you know, this is a non-professional version, you know, or this is a hobbyist version. It'll say that, things like that. And, you know, but, or you can just use the free version. Okay, so I don't actually, you know, Wolfram engine, okay, I mean, you can download for free. I don't know if it actually does the typesetting. I think, I don't know. I haven't, you know, I have a version. They sent it to me, okay. So anyway, so that's one solution. Then there's other solutions, okay. There's other solutions, such as, let's go back. There's other solutions, plain Wolfram language notation, okay. This is very easy to read, basically ASCII way of writing mathematics. Now there's also a format called ASCII math, which is kind of similar. But anyway, the Wolfram language syntax is perfect. It's fantastic, okay. Here's how you represent sum in plain text, okay, plain text. This is how you represent sum. This is how you represent, you know, this is an infinite sum. And this is how you represent integral. So integrate 1 over x, x from 1 to k plus 1. This is how the syntax for it. And this is how you represent, that's a natural log, okay. So this is how you represent, you know, a definite integral. Do I have an example of indefinite integral? Well, you just replace the second part by just the variable name x, okay. Then here's how you represent limit. You know, it's very systematic syntax, okay. Anyway, I talked about this in the other video. And here's how you represent overbar. This is absolute square root, and this is how you represent a matrix or a matrix multiplication. Okay, so plain text is another way, kind of. And if you paste this into Mathematica, it becomes, let me show you, okay, let me just do a demo. Copy it, let's shrink it, go to Mathematica, let's say a new one, 3 plus 2, evaluate, let's magnify. Okay, now paste this bunch of thing over and evaluate. So we got a bunch of oh yeah, so yeah, we need to modify because it doesn't allow this ... Okay, so I want to do this quickly, okay. So anyway, so let me just do this, okay. Control Shift N. Okay, so there you have it. So it's okay, this overbar is not correct. Control Shift T, Control Shift N. Anyway, so that's, you know, I'm not going to get into details. So okay, so here's a plain text way to represent mathematical expressions, okay, by plain text, using the Wolfram language syntax. Okay, then you have GNU TechMac. Now this is not based on this is not dependent on Tech, nor is it based on Emacs. It's funny, okay? So GNU TechMac is like a Emacs-like editor that allows you to do type settings. For example, you can look at their examples, okay? So this is typeset in GNU TechMac, but it's not Emacs, nor is it Tech. Funny. Okay, so you can use this. This is alternative. Okay, so here's an example screenshot. GNU TechMac. Okay, funny. And then you have other Sage Math, which sucks pretty badly because I tried it one time 10 years old. It still sucks. So these are some of the alternatives. You know what's most infuriating? The insult, 20 years ago, 20 years ago, the worldwide, the W3C, the standard organization for HTML, all the hacker Unix types loves citing HTML validation all the time. Things change. Like today's young people, you guys don't know. Like you don't know. You never heard of it. It's like you don't. It's not like you don't even remember because you wasn't there. You don't know. But W3C, the standard organization, loved and chanted by the Linux fuckheads all over 10 years ago. They created MathML, okay? MathML, which is because there's a need for formulas on the web, so they created this MathML, which is an XML-based prototype, okay? Then Firefox and Google, Google used to be good, the no evil company in the throughout 2000s, and also Firefox, Firefox, the enemy of Microsoft Internet Explorer. They we need to implement this MathML. So Firefox and Google both implemented. Then by now 8 years ago, Google removed it. Google Chrome, the web browser, 8 years ago, they are already the winner. They are the most popular browsers used in the world now. Google Chrome. They removed MathML. What's their reason? They say not many people want it. That's their reason. Basically, they basically have a complete implementation of MathML. Then Google Chrome removed it. Okay. Now I don't know what's the status with Firefox. I think they still support it. Anyway, that's the story of MathML. And MathML, and okay, that's a political aspect. A kind of a story, political aspect of MathML, the creation and the fall of MathML. Once Google Chrome don't implement it, that's kind of dead. Okay. That's a social, political aspect. Now, there's also a technical aspect I want to talk about. MathML really sucks. Okay, MathML, not the typical Unix people say. I disagree with them. They also think it sucks. But the reason I think it sucks has to do because it's similar to LaTeX, the Donald Knuth fuck. It destroys any structure in the mathematical expression. It destroys it. Instead, it becomes kind of like a typesetting. It's just a typesetting thing, controlling the position of this symbol or creating drawings, things like that. It doesn't. Anyway, I talked about this before too in my criticism of LaTeX and Tech. So, it destroys it does not focus on the inherent structure of mathematical expressions. Rather, it focuses on the rendering part, like which position should this symbol be, like a fraction. So to do a fraction, what you do is you create two symbols. One is on top of the other and adjust their position, things like that. That's what TeX and LaTeX do. That's the central purpose of TeX LaTeX, to creating micro symbols and their positioning and destroy all mathematical structure in it. So it is impossible to convert TeX LaTeX back to actual. Let me give you the most simple example: x squared. Okay, x squared. In most languages, you write it like that or write it like that. Okay, that means x squared. Okay. Now, in traditional math notation, you render it as a you know what I'm talking about. You render it x squared. Okay, let's show you that. Okay, so you render it like that. You can also make these to show Control Shift. But you can see there's a math structure. So this is an operator on two operands. Okay. But if you render this in LaTeX, I don't, it's been 10, I haven't been working with LaTeX. You do something like, you use this syntax. It destroys the structure, so it's impossible for it to. Anyway, I think you know what I mean. Probably, I don't want it. What I'm trying to say. Well, actually, I should show you how do you do this in LaTeX, but I have examples, but that takes 2 minutes to pull it up, because I don't remember what's the LaTeX syntax for it. So anyway, I think I've been talking for over an hour. Probably I should finish. That's it for today. So MathML, okay, it has the same problem with TeX and LaTeX. Then another group, I think there's another group of people who created a, I don't remember the name now, but if you go to Wikipedia, you read the details about MathML, you will see here, okay, Wikipedia, they created kind of an alternative called semantic ML, MathML, something like that, to actually, just like Mathematica, they actually focus on the structure of mathematical expressions, not focusing on the positioning, the rendering, the typesetting thing. Okay, they created that, but it went nowhere because Google Chrome killed it. There's no MathML. It goes nowhere. So that is this is why I despise I hate the Unix and see the Unix philosophy. These fuckheads. This is the thing. This is not just talk. This happened. Today, you don't have a system in browser to display mathematics in a universal standardized way because the Unix fuckheads, okay? I blame directly on the Unix fuckheads because they embrace LaTeX, the crap. Then Google says, do no evil, open source. Google says, oh, we don't need it because nobody wants it. Meanwhile, they support, the YouTube, the porn videos. That's what Google spent tremendous time, because what people want to watch video, YouTube. Okay, so that's it. That's about that. That's about the typesetting thing. Okay, the rant. So here are the kind of the alternatives you could use, I guess. I don't know if I answered that your question or is just my rant. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's see how long I've been talking, and any final questions, then I'm gonna shut down. So it's 4 o'clock now, so it's been 1 hour exactly. Good rant. Okay, so let's see who else is saying what. Virtual blue sky. You could parse the website with an external browser like Chrome or Firefox to avoid this. Okay, sure. Look at the Google censorship at work. The fucking Google censorship. Emacs is unstable to be used as a operating system. Use a lot of other tools as well externally. Emacs has such a fucking amazing framework, and when you get used to the key binding, you cannot get away. Okay, sure. I don't want censorship, okay? Any opinion is welcome. If you disagree with me, your opinion are welcome. There's one requirement. I require you to be sincere, okay, and don't bullshit. You believe whatever. You don't. I know most actually at least half of my people who follow me are the Unix type. The very type I despise. But that's good. That's good, because I'm I'm not saying like I'm the best, but I'm in the same group, so let's just talk about things. Let's see. It was hacker started using the programming. John Nash. Okay, John Nash shouted that as a pejorative at lesser mathematicians. Oh, really? Hacker. Another thing about the word hacker is that the hacker. Like there's two meanings. Okay, one meaning is the meaning by the Richard Stallman or the classic hackers like ESR, Richard Stallman, the previous generation, the hackers. Hacker meaning the origin from the MIT hackers, from the MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. They are the hacker types, which is the exact type I criticize. I don't like, even though I'm kind of in the same group. Because they like to hack things. They like to discover things. Hardware, software. They dive into. They diddle and do it yourself. They kind of like is a next generation of hacker types. They like puns. Things like that, and they also like linguistics a lot, which I do. But not today's generation. Today Malayan Gen is kind of new thing, like Jonas. If you are watching this, a little bit different. Today's, hacker is dead. Okay. So anyway, that's a classic sense of hacker. But beginning around 1990s, there's a kind of a new meaning of hackers, and these hackers despise. That is, the journalists, in the media, the pop media, the newspapers, they use the word hacker to mean what the hacker calls cracker, meaning basically criminals, computer criminals. They hack into other systems, the government system. That's according to these hacker types, the proper word for this type of people, computer criminals, is called crackers. They crack passwords, crackers. Okay, but that word was never popular. So this is the thing. Throughout 1990s, it's a big. You'll see it discussed everywhere. But my personal opinion, actually, I despise the hackers. I think they're wrong. The hacker let the word hacker be to mean criminals, because that. It's a bit complicated. Okay, I don't want to. I haven't talked about this for a long time. I haven't thought about this for a long time. But anyway, that was a thing. So, and today's again, then it's different. Today, the millennial generation, they don't know about this hacker word history. Like they don't even know what troll means anymore. The word troll went through like 3 or so stages. In the 1980s or early or 1990s, troll originally means someone is like smart. They post something, get lots of traffic, lots of talk, but the guy who posted is kind of like a hacker. Like they are doing a practical joke. The hacker types love that. They are doing. They know what they're doing, so they crafted their writing so that it gets kicks up a lot of people's emotion. They think they don't know. They try to explain it, things like that. Troll. That's the original meaning of troll. It came from the fishing practice, kind of. And also, etymology of troll. One is the Greek. I mean, not Greek, but the Scandinavia, Northern European mythology of a creature. Kind of bad and good, creature. Who make practical jokes on people, things like that. Troll. Then the other etymology is the kind of a fishing technique. You throw a net into the ocean, something like that. You pull a lot of fishes. But today, so all this information, it's gone. The troll word itself went through several, every decade, the meaning changed. Okay, so originally in the 1980s, it meant someone, kind of doing who knows things and do a practical joke online forums, newsnet, news groups. It doesn't exist much anymore today. Anyway, they post on online forum to kind of like a practical joke and gets lots of, make a mess, a chaos of the group, of the community, because all the people put in different ideas, opinions. That's the original meaning of troll. Now, let me put a year. Okay, so around year 2000, year 2K, then it becomes someone whose opinion you don't like. So, for example, in Unix community, if you say anything against Unix or Python, your favorite language, or Emacs or Vim, even if you don't mean to be a troll, like usually I am like that. Okay, so, I mean, let's not talk about me. Let's talk about so if you have some opinion that's different, that's contrary to the mainstream in the current community, let's say Emacs. So if you are a VI user, and you come into the Emacs group, you don't troll. You sometimes you honestly have a question, or on some certain issues, you believe that Emacs is VI is better than Emacs in particular cases, and you are very earnest and honest, and you post well. You write your opinion. You don't mean to, you have no intention to attack people. You really just and you do spend a lot of time to write why you think this way. But then, because you are in Emacs community, most people, they just want to support Emacs. They call you a troll. So that is the meaning of troll, starting around late 1990s, okay, year 2000. That happens a lot. Anyone, someone who, in Emacs versus VI or programming language debate, you'll see that happen all over. People just call you a troll when you are kind of like an outsider, okay? Kind of. And sometimes it mixing with, someone intentional trying to fuck up things too. So that's around year 2000, okay? Now, in year 2010, the social justice fuckheads, they arose. Troll, by year 2010, doesn't mean, it doesn't mean anything about programming nerds fighting each other. Doesn't mean that anymore. Troll, it means by 2010, it's like usually in the political context, in what they call, things like online harassment, bully. Okay, that's the same word around that time. Bully, online harassment. Nothing to do with Unix or Emacs versus VI troll. Okay, troll is online bully or online. Nothing about programming anymore. That's what most people think. That's the usage of troll around 2010, and these people, they have no idea. They never looked up what meaning. They don't know. So that's the word troll. Anyway, that's it for today. I think I rambled too much on the troll issue. Okay, I think that's it. So that's it for today. So if you like my stuff, put money in my pocket. Okay, donate. Daniel, hey, Daniel Langlois. SCAN XAH from the XAH Discord server that I have my name set to. Yeah, Emily, the logic. The logic something. Logistics. demo typesetting in Mathematica. I did a little bit, right? I think I did a little bit, but do watch my other video because that whole video is about that. Hey, thank you guys. Hey Emily, thank you coming by. Bye guys.